Hello, ghouls and ghoulies. Welcome to Scary and Bizarre Short Stories. I'm your host, Larry Lee Roten. This story is disturbing. Sometimes I believe it to be true. See what you think. It's called The Girl Who Sees Death. I wasn't born to freak, by all indications, I was a normal baby. In my younger years, as a small girl, I loved doing what little girls did, playing with my friends, having tea parties under the large elm tree in our front yard. When I turned 13, things in my life began to change. My grandmother came to visit, and as she tucked me into bed, I saw a flash followed by a small vision. I saw my grandmother walking across the street, and a small blue car struck her, killing her. That night, I didn't tell anyone about my horrific vision, especially my grandmother. But the next day, my grandmother was killed while crossing the same street I saw in my mind's eye. As the days passed, the visions became more prevalent. Many flashes and deadly images appeared as I looked at students in my school. The next day, these students would meet death precisely as I envisioned. I soon realized I wasn't looking into the future and seeing death as it stalked its victims. I soon understood I was death. I was killing these innocent people by simply eyeing these people and thinking of their deaths. They would die the following day. I tested my theory on a bully at school. We all hated him. He was always bullying the weaker boys. As I stared at him, I envisioned a stranger standing in a dark alley, pointing a gun and shooting him as he passed. The following night, it happened. Someone hiding in an alley killed him by shooting him in the head. It unnerved me, but something inside me urged me to do it again. So I did. I picked a popular girl. I didn't really know her. Her status was way above mine. If she did die, it wouldn't bother me. So I stared at her, and moments later, I envisioned her floating face down in a swimming pool. The next evening, she drowned in her parents' pool. No one knew how it happened, only that she was found floating face down in the clear water. I knew how I had killed her and realized that death and me, we were the same. If I wanted someone to die, it was as easy as thinking about their death. I assumed I was a freak and should stop, but it was as if I was addicted to the power. The more I killed, the more people I wanted to kill. I began to be comfortable with my gift. One night, my mother scolded me for receiving a failing grade in English. As she stood telling me I was grounded, I envisioned her death. It happened so fast that I didn't know what I was thinking. I only wanted her to stop yelling at me. The next day, my mother was electrocuted while taking a bath, precisely as I envisioned. After that, I realized I wasn't a freak after all. Instead, I was the angel of death, disguised as a young girl. So now I move from city to city, killing many people as I wander. And I'm not the only one out there. So if you've ever thought about death and what it looks like, let me enlighten you. We don't carry a scythe and hide in the shadows. Death doesn't sneak around stalking you. Instead, we may be a young girl walking down the street, or an old man pushing his walker. At times, we may be your neighbor. Who knows? However, I will give you some good advice. Be kind. Your life may just depend on it. I hope you enjoyed this story. I've seen many people. I wonder how many of them were actually death. I hope you enjoyed this scary and bizarre short story. If you would, please subscribe and give this story a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. As always, thank you for visiting my channel.